Hi guys, my name's Craig, welcome to Small Farmer Life. Now I don't like saying this, but if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. It's your choice anyway. If you want to do it, do it. We've got a lot more to talk about on this channel than just how you're going to find a farm and how you're going to make it profitable and how you're going to eventually live on it. So hit that bell button also. But anyway guys, today we're going to talk about the difference between BrownField, GreenField and GreenBelt. Now, just so we're clear on this, there's nothing in the National Planning Policy Framework where it mentions GreenField, because GreenField is not what you might think it might be. But BrownField, to start with, is just any site that was once developed. Places such as factories, old warehouses. You know, we did start the Industrial Revolution in the UK, and we did have a massive manufacturing base at one time, well, the biggest in the world, but eventually we did what every other country did that was wealthy, and that was sent it abroad to third world countries so they could do it cheaper for us. But anyway, that's the story. We all know that story, but that's what a brownfield site is. And why developers don't like developing a brownfield site, and it's no good for you to farm on it neither, because normally there are big concrete slabs and that. The reason they don't like developing on them is because back in the day they were dead easy and relaxed on things like asbestos and other chemicals that literally can put you in the ground, that they have to take out of the ground before they can build any houses on it, which is expensive. So developers and big massive housing companies don't like building on brownfield, so they would like to build on fields like this. This is GreenField, people, and that set of trees down there, that is the development boundary of my town. And just on the opposite side, where you can see the row of houses there, that is the development of 350 houses on a greenfield site. Now, that was a farm of 14 acres, and they're building 350 houses on there. Now, if you think of greenfield like a plant pot, in your town is the plant. Now, the plant has a 3-litre pot when it first starts out, but eventually it grows and it gets bigger roots and it needs a bigger plant pot. Well, that's when the council open up more sites for development. Now, if there isn't no brownfield sites available, which there normally isn't, then that's when they start on this land. And that's why the developers love this land and normally buy it up before you get a chance to buy it up. On the edge of the town, that is. They will buy it strategically round the edge of a town, because they know within 10 years to 15 years a town, his planning department has to go back and see how well their plant is doing. So if their town is now grown, which our town is growing, it's got bigger business centres, that's what they are, and they just employ lots of people that are on the telephone mainly and working on computers, because none of them are doing manual labour like me and a lot of other people who've got small businesses out there do. But anyway, the plant pot needs to be bigger to accommodate the actual plant. So instead of a 3-litre pot, now they need a 7-litre pot or an 8-litre pot, so they take up more greenfield. And that is greenfield, but it's not greenfield as you would think it be, and people would think this is GreenBelt, but it's not. It's just agricultural land that's never ever been built on. And if you can start your farm on this type of land, this is the type of land you're going to get the excellent chance to build your own home on one day. But you can still do it on GreenBelt also, because GreenBelt was put in place, the actual law, in 1955, which was put in place to stop urban sprawl. which basically meant cities grown out of all control. Because what happens in cities when they get huge? Well, cars and all that sort of thing produce pollution, and then I don't know what it is, parts per million now in London, and that's where the GreenBelt was first introduced, in London, but then goes around other cities like Birmingham, places like that. But that's why it was there. It was put in place to stop the actual growth of London and other cities, and also ancient towns, because the UK has been around for quite a while as we know it, and then we've got a 1,000-year monarchy. So that's why GreenBelt was first introduced. But what the developers do to get around that is they just jump over the GreenBelt, because it only goes so far around the city, and then they develop outside of the GreenBelt. But the GreenBelt might be only 5 miles wide. Now, if you were a multi-millionaire businessman in London or any other city, and you don't want to breathe in that poisonous, toxic air, then you'll build yourself a second home in the countryside that you'll probably never ever live in, with about 12 bedrooms to go with it and 14 bathrooms. I mean, we all need that, don't we? But that's all GreenBelt is. It's just a belt that goes around the city to stop the spread of the city from growing. And it also is supposed to make the city develop its brownfield site instead of its outside of the city, because they all want to obviously build on undeveloped land because it's cheaper and easier, and you're going to get a lot more money for a house that overlooks a countryside than they are for a house that is looking straight into someone's brick wall. But that's what GreenBelt is. But anyway, guys, I'm getting sick of making these videos on planning laws and how you're going to get to live on your farm and all that sort of thing. Now, if you start a farm in the GreenBelt, you will still be able to live on it, honestly, but you've got to do it right. You've got to want to be a farmer, because if you want to be one like them greedy developers, then they're not going to let you do it. But if you want to be a farmer and you want to keep the countryside looking nice, as in the GreenBelt looking nice, then you will be allowed to do it one day. So guys, I've got loads more to talk about on the farm, and I've got to do all of this land here, making it a nice successful farm and business, and we've got a lot more to talk about to do with farming, marketing your farm and making a good profit from your farm, and eventually living on your farm, because that's what you want to do. So if you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, just subscribe, man. What are you waiting for? If you want to be notified of more upcoming farm videos, then hit the bell button. So until next time, guys, my name's Craig. You've been watching The Small Farmer Life. Make sure you take care of yourself. Most of all, take care of the family. See ya.